What's up, fellow foodies? Boy, have I got a treat for you tonight. I'm going to be making some pork chops, kind of like spicy Cajun-y. Not really, well, I guess Cajun because I'm going to use some Cajun spices, but I'm not Cajun, so I really don't know exactly how they do it authentically. But that's not the star of the show tonight. That's just the proteins that we're using. The star of the show tonight is macaroni and cheese. Well, macaroni and cheese, you just get it out of the box and you just dump it in there and blah, blah, blah. No. That is not mac and cheese. I'm calling you out, Diesel 5K1. You're my friend. We've known each other for a long time. I saw a recent post that you said you make just the bomb mac and cheese. So, yeah, I'm calling you out. I'm going to link you in the post below. By the way, if you don't know who he is, he's an artist and he produces some really awesome music. I'll also add a link to his latest release on his bandcamp. Make sure to check that out. Throw a couple dollars at it. Totally worth it. Guaranteed. But I think my macaroni and cheese is better than yours, Diesel. So let's do it. What am I going to do? I'm going to add some bacon and my Kickazz cheese sauce to some macaroni noodles. I've got just plain macaroni. No little packet, no nothing. Now, I know you don't use the packet. I know you know how to make your mac and cheese. I saw that. That looked really, really good, but I think mine's going to be better, man. One of the reasons why I think mine's going to be better is I've got my Velveeta, I've got my Rotel, I've got some extra jalapeno, and I'm going to add some bacon and some breadcrumbs, some French fried onions, and extra cheese. And then I'm going to bake it off. So, show them what you got, bro. Show them what you got. Bacon. Everybody just throws it in a pan and just cooks it. No, not me. This is a sweet and spicy macaroni and cheese. Sounds a little weird, doesn't it? Not to me. I've got my bacon here. I've just got 6 little strips of bacon. I don't know if you can see that or not. Woo! But I do my bacon a little bit differently. I'm not just going to throw it in a pan and just cook it up and then just crumble it over the top like everybody else would. No. I also have flour and brown sugar. The bacon is salty and savory. Nice. This adds a little bit of the sweet and it gives it a hell of a crunch, let me tell you. So, without further ado, let me show you what we're on about here. You just literally grab your bacon, just a little floppy piece of nice big meat. Just throw it in the bowl. Toss it around a little bit. Not sure how well you can see that. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. Just kind of toss it around. Dump some over the top. You don't want a hell of a lot, but you don't want, like, nothing on there either. Shake off the excess. Stick it on a rack. Just like that. Repeat. Why would you put flour and brown sugar on bacon? Well, it helps it cook a little bit quicker. You maintain like a nice tasty bite of the meat because I mean this is so thin, it's just too thin. Some people buy that thick cut bacon, which I do love, don't get me wrong. I don't use it for this, but it crisps really quickly. And then by adding the brown sugar to the flour, not only do you get that like nice crisp and it cooks really, really evenly, cooks really quickly, it actually helps it to cook a little bit quicker, which bacon cooks fast anyways. But you get that flavor out of it. You can buy the like hickory smoked or the cherrywood smoked, which is cherrywood and applewood smoked bacon is my absolute favorite. I don't use that for stuff like this. I just get the regular old bacon. Bacon! Have you seen that meme? Let me know in the comments below. That little kid is adorable. But yeah, there you go. Dredge it. Let it sit. We're going to let this sit for about 5 minutes. And since I'm doing the sweet, savory, spicy stuff, I'm going to reserve my flour, because I have quite a bit here, for my pork chops. I'm doing 4 pork chops. They're, decent-sized pork chops. Once this is done, I'm just going to throw it in a pan. Dry pan. No oil, no butter, no nothing. dry pan, boom, cook it. Pull it off. I'm going to let it rest underneath my little handy dandy rack on my little paper towel lined paper plate, because, well, it's just more dishes if I use a regular one, so I'm not going to do that. And then I'm going to dredge my pork chops in the same flour, and yes, it is safe to do that. It's porking pork, and it's all getting cooked. It's really not a hazard or anything like that. In the meantime, black pepper just goes right on top of this bacon. Peppered bacon is great. I'm sure you've seen it in the store. You've probably had it at restaurants for a good reason, because it's good. After that, cook this. Cook my chops. I already have my water boiling for my macaroni and cheese. I'm going to drain that. I'm going to cook my cheese sauce, which, as I've said, is literally Velveeta, Rotel, jalapenos. That's it. I'm going to dump this on top of the macaroni when I'm done. Then I'm going to crumble in this awesome bacon. Oh, Kickazz, I should say. Add some breadcrumbs, another layer of cheese. Sharp cheddar is my favorite, so that's what I'm going to be using. I'm actually going to put some into this sauce too. And then I'm going to bake that until it crisps up. Not dry. Not dry, Diesel. Not dry. Just crisp up. And well, that's that. You might notice that my pan is a little bit, well, warped, you could say. I was filming a really cool steak sandwich kind of thing for you guys last night, and my dog bit me and I knocked this off the stove. That's why that video isn't up. It worked my pan, and I didn't have enough time to go buy a new one today, so it's still usable, so I'm using it. All that crap aside, flour your bacon. You're going to love it. Pepper it, and if you want it a little bit like sweet, almost candied, definitely throw some brown sugar in there. And then hook it up with something spicy. Spicy and sweet, come on. I mean, you've eaten Chinese food before, right? So, do it. I'm going to let this sit. I'm going to crisp it up. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to flour up these pork chops. And like I said, the star of the show is the mac and cheese. So, yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. See you in a minute. Okay, check this out, folks. I've got my chops floured in the same flour that I used with the bacon, so it's got flour and a little bit of brown sugar in it. There's no salt or pepper on these yet. I'm going to add a tiny bit, but that's really all we need. I've got a pretty good amount of shredded cheddar cheese to go on my mac. Coming for you, Diesel. And I've got my bacon cooked and chopped and ready to sprinkle on the top, along with my breadcrumbs and my French fried onions. The macaroni and cheese is complete. Now, this is only going to take a few minutes in the oven, so while this is in the oven, that's when I'm going to cook these pork chops, because they only take a couple minutes. You don't need to cook them for 20 minutes and make them like shoe leather. Ugh, who wants that? Don't need to do that. But these have been sitting on the rack. They're floured, they're sugared, and oh boy, these are going to be great. But it's time to get to the mac and cheese, bro. Let's do this. I've got my cheese sauce. It's been cooking. You guys have seen me make this before. It's my Kickazz cheese sauce. Rotel, Velveeta, sharp cheddar, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. That's it. Look at that. It's all grody looking, isn't it? I've had it going for a little bit too long, but that's okay. Dump it in. We're just going to put that right into our mac and cheese. We're going to be adding more cheese. We're going to be adding some little crunchy elements. So this is what we want. Yeah, I know my pan is dented. I explained to you why that was earlier. At this point, we just kind of give it a little mix. That's all we want. Look at that. The pasta is cooked almost 100% through, but only almost. If it was like mushy and weird, well, nobody likes mushy and weird pasta. You want it almost done. What do they call that? Al dente? That's about where you want it, because it's going in the oven. My oven is already preheated to 350 degrees. Once I get this mixed up pretty well, I'm not sure how well you can see this, that will be good. What I am going to do, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Well, it looks like a lot of bit of pepper, but it really isn't. A little stir. We don't want it just on the top. Gotta incorporate it. I know you know all about the flavor, Diesel.
But you forgot the raisins. Just kidding.
Oh. I did forget the raisins. I guess I'm no longer invited to the cookout. Dang it. Give a little taste. Oh, yeah. That's pretty darn tasty. It is almost where I want it, but not quite. Bacon! Oh. I'm just going to take this bacon and just kind of shake it over the top. It doesn't have to be perfectly even, and you know what? In my opinion, I should have done a lot more bacon than I did. So, if you're going to make this, I would say double or triple the amount of bacon that you think you need, because you'll wind up like what I have here, which is it's just not enough bacon. It's not enough at all. I need at least double. French fried onions. Just kind of shake them over the top. You've seen me do this before. I love these things. Boom. Just adds a little bit of crunch. And then I'm using Italian breadcrumbs. Why? Because they're flavored. It's going to add an extra dimension. Just throw some of those on, but not too many. We don't want too much on there, because we're going to add all of this cheese. This is a metric F load of cheese. So I'm just going to kind of try to spread it out as best I can. Look at that. That's a lot of cheese. Oh yes. Here we go, folks. Oh yeah. What is mac and cheese without like a metric ton of cheese? Well, it's not very cheesy. That's like the whole Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear, Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair, Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't really fuzzy, was he? Of course he wasn't if he had no hair. So what is mac and cheese without cheese? Boom. There we go. At this point, we just stick it in the oven. It's going to take a little bit, you know. I'm thinking more breadcrumbs on top of the cheese. 3 layers of crunch. 2 layers of cheese. Oh, spill a little bit. Oh yeah, we're looking good. So, in the oven this goes, and I'm going to heat up my pan and cook out my pork chops, which only take a couple minutes per side. While this is in the oven, browning and melting and getting really, really nice. That's kind of hot. Use a pot holder. You know what's even better? Is when you don't forget to pull your roasting pan and rack out of the oven, because that's super hot. And well, I forgot that, and this is already getting hot. So yeah, use a pot holder, please. If you watch my last video, and the one before that, and the one before that, and the one before that, you know I burned myself a lot. It just comes with the territory. I've got some peas going here. I'm going to get this cleaned up a little bit, and I'm going to just cook off my pork chops. As you can see, they've absorbed a lot of the flour, a lot of the sugar. They're caramelized really nicely. They'll be done like 2 minutes aside. Boom. So by the time this mac and cheese, which is the star of the show, is done, these will be done too. And then peas. I mean, who doesn't like peas? Who doesn't like peas? If you don't like peas, Diesel, You gotta tell me why. I need you to let me know in the comments below, and you know, anyone else, not just Diesel. Okay, I am calling him out on his mac and cheese. But I need to know how you feel about your peas in those comments. Like, subscribe, share, make a good meal. And macaroni and cheese doesn't have to come out of a box with a little flavor packet. You can make it yourself and it's going to be a lot better. Trust me. I'll see you in a few minutes with something that's really good. Holy cow. This came out amazing. First, I'll show you my porco chapos. See that? And yes, I'm just dumping it on my floor because I want you to see how juicy these are. But also, I want you to see how crispy and caramelized these are. Don't worry, I have a mop. You know, I can fix that. Pork chops, oh man, like, perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and plate some of these up. I use my fingers because, well, it's linen ice, so, you know. If I was at a restaurant, I would not do such a thing, but this is no restaurant, so meh. This, however, Diesel 5K1 is the challenge. This is what we're on about. Hopefully you accept my challenge. If you don't, that's okay. I'm still going to link your amazing music below bandcamp, Diesel, D-Y-Z-O. There's a little parenthesis, hyphen-y thingy in there, and 5K1. He's got a whole, like 3 albums, 4 albums. It's called Love Hurts. Amazing. So check it out. Like I said, I'll link it below. But Diesel, I'm coming for you. Check my mac and cheese, dude. Check it. If you were here to eat it, then we could really get down to the nitty gritty. I know you know what you're doing, but so do I. Not sure how well you can see that. Oh yes, I've got nice, moist mac and cheese with a nice crunchy topping. It's spicy, it's savory, it's sweet, just like my pork chops, bro. So let me dish this up and show you what we're talking about. And in the meantime, I'm not gonna slip in the pork juice that I just dumped all over my floor for whatever reason. Let's eat. Oh, by the way, I did make some peas, and that's a really hot handle. Yeah, don't do that, folks. See, you know, I had to burn myself. Ooh, that's a really hot handle. Yeah, don't do that. It's peas in butter, and, you know, the way I always do it, you know. Like, my little sides like this are always the same. Just gonna put some on there for Chef Lynn. I know she likes her peas. There we go. Just a decent little portion. My plating, I'm still working on my plating. If you have some tips or tricks for me, let me know. Because, yeah, I could probably use the help. So, I've got pork chops and peas. Now we're going to add the mac and cheese. It's going to be bomb. Oh my goodness. Now, normally, I do a little bit of food styling, and I put parsley and all kinds of things on this stuff, but I don't think that's needed. Those pork chops are amazing. Look at that mac and cheese. I'm coming for you, Diesel. Look at that. Crunchy, perfectly cooked pasta, sweet, savory, spicy. This is not dry at all, I tell you. So, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and make myself a plate as well. Take a photo for my thumbnail, and get to editing. It's going to be great. You guys have a great night. Once again, thank you for tuning in on my channel, watching my attempts at cooking, and trying to burn myself. I appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, and share. There is that little bell thing. I don't mention it very often, but that'll let you know when I upload a new video. So if you actually give a crap, ring the little bell, share it with your friends. It really helps the channel, and we really appreciate it. I said on my last video, I'll say it again. The more you like and share and do things like that, the more it helps us out, and the more we can do for you. I've got some crazy ideas. I already have 3 or 4 recipes that I'm going to be pushing out here before the end of the year, and we're getting close. I hope your 2021 was amazing. I know things have been rough, but I'm pretty sure your 2022 is going to be a little bit better. So let's get it. Stay foodie and kick ass.